Hello. Welcome to the Bowie Youth Showcase event. My name is Olivia Mills. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We will feature a segment called Career Profiles. Career Profiles features professionals in and around the Bowie area. Today in the studio, we have the president of Painted Face Inc., Michelle Johnson of Bowie, Maryland. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I present to you Algebra 2, Foreign Languages, and finally, Biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge?
Me. Yeah, I'll do it. Me too.
Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
Welcome back. Our featured guest is Michelle Johnson, the president of Painted Faces Inc. Ms. Johnson has been painting, arting, teaching, and meeting children and families in the Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia area since 1989. These repeated interactions with the public have given Michelle her performing name, courtesy of the children, the Facepaint Lady. It is with enthusiasm and gratitude that the Facepaint Lady continues this fun art tradition by branching out into painted hubcaps, Lady Face Paints illustrated tales, and studio art classes for all. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Let's start, shall we?
Sure.
So, what was your motivation for starting your business?
Well, face painting is very closely related to Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I was giving school tours to children who would come through Darrow Berry Farm in 1991, and on the weekends there was an opportunity for me to bring out a small palette of face paints. So I was able to take my interest in Halloween and children, and on weekends I began painting publicly.
Amazing. So, what type of events do you service?
I paint for birthday parties quite often. Company picnics are a reason that people would have a face painter. Local community festivals. I'll be at the International Festival and Bowie Fest. I've been at both of those events for numerous years. I also enjoy face painting at the National Gallery of Art. So anytime people get together is good.
So, what are some of the events that you'll be servicing this season?
What is this, 2010?
Yes.
The next one is June 5th, 2010, and that'll be the Bowie Fest. That's the next one. That's a good start. We'll leave it at that.
So, would you say you enjoy what you're doing?
Oh, I absolutely love what I'm doing. It is a very liberating and humorous and unpredictable and extremely colorful job. I absolutely adore what I do.
So, in what ways do you give back to the community?
Doing what I do puts you in a very public position. And when you're in a public position, people like the energy that you have, and they pull you into events such as fundraisers for schools. I donate auction items for schools where they can take my services that I offer free of charge, and then the school receives the funds. I've soccer coached, substitute taught, been on arts committees for the city of Bowie, so I find lots of fun ways to interact with my friends and neighbors.
So, talk to us about the painted hubcaps. You see here.
Painted hubcaps, for some reason I drove by and saw hubcaps on the road for about 2 years, and I kept saying to myself, I've got to paint a hubcap, I've got to paint a hubcap. Finally one day I safely pulled over, picked up a hubcap, and painted it. The hubcaps are not meant to go on cars, but they're hung interior as art, and they're fun to paint. You just keep turning them round and round. It's an interesting media.
Seems like fun.
It was fun. It still is fun, yes.
Now, at these events that you do, what kind of activities go on? I'd say birthday photo frames, maybe?
When I paint, face painting is very much a spectator sport. So I position my table and the child who's being painted in such a way that the line, and hopefully it's a very long line, that's a good thing for me, The line that's waiting can be entertained by what's happening. So when I'm painting publicly, the verbal repartee and the fun interaction with the kids and just the transformation that the face paint brings is really enjoyable. At a birthday party setting, another enjoyable aspect of the face painting is that the hosting family might provide the raw materials for the kids to make their own picture frames. And now with people having the cameras and the printers that they do, they just print up a 4x6 of each child. We take the picture right when they're done. It's a nice close-up tight, and then the child has made their own picture frame, and it's a lovely thank you or take-home gift for the guests of the birthday child.
Tell me about the photo.
The photos we're looking at are black and white images, and this hubcap here is representative of the black images and white hubcaps that are painted. And I start with white, and then I put black, and then black and white. It's very line work. I like to do lines, and interestingly enough, the art on the hubcap very much emulates the type of art that I do on faces. So I really enjoy painting non-traditional surfaces. I have a duck here that I've painted. I've painted these cutouts of herons, hubcaps, crab shells, shoes, a wheelbarrow, rocks, and then children's faces. So I think it's only been a couple of times that I've painted canvas per se. I have taken a lounge chair and turned it sideways and created like a 6-foot-tall rooster on it. So I tend to want to paint things that you wouldn't think of being painted. I just bought a new truck and there was a bug shield on the front of it, which I didn't like, so we took the bug shield off and I've kept it. And the intention is to spray with a plastic primer and then to put bugs on it, to paint bugs on it. There's another thing here in Bowie that Bowie residents could get, and that's a rain barrel. And I've painted rain barrels. And that's fun too. So with today's magic paints, there's a lot of surfaces that can be covered quite easily. It's been easier to paint different non-traditional surfaces.
What's the most outrageous thing you've painted?
My face tonight. I think so. Yeah, this is a pretty wild one. It's really fun to be accepted by children when I come to these events quite wildly. The kids always know it's a Facepaint Lady. It's the adults who kind of get taken aback a little bit. It's the imagination of children that has gotten me to where I am now. So it's just having fun in a normal or everyday setting with the imagination of children. So they'll take anything with art and color. So it's kind of an inside joke when I get to go out in public like this. The kids get it, the adults need a explanation.
So you're pretty much a big kid.
Sure, yeah. It's very liberating. It's a great freedom to have such a creative job because I don't really need to explain myself. When I do grocery shop and I'm dressed like this, people will say, well, what's the occasion? And I just tell them that I'm wearing my corporate outfit. And that gives us all a good chuckle. And it's also the truth.
So what is it like to be you, the Facepaint Lady?
It's a blast.
Is it?
It's really fun. Like I mentioned, the freedom of looking at things however you choose. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to interact with children daily in creative fashions.
It's just a roller coaster ride of art.
Up and down, back and forth. It's great. I love it.
So is there some kind of training involved to become a face painter? Did you go to school?
If anybody wanted to be a face painter now, the market is huge. You can go online. I have several pieces on monkeysea.com. You can buy all the supplies you need, all the books you need. There are conventions worldwide. There's a huge convention, I think, twice a year in Florida. If you wanted to face paint, you could do it, but you must like children. You have to, or you should.
You should.
You should.
Now, what are you today? I see the butterflies going on.
I am either a galactic butterfly or a butterfly galaxy. I begin by choosing my outfit, which is really slammed together in a very creative way. Always wearing comfortable shoes, of course, and then I pick a face design to go along with it. This is a rather strong and bright face, or not necessarily bright, but very bold face, and I feel quite grand sitting here in front of you as the galactic butterfly, and we sure have had fun together talking about it, I'll tell you.
Sure have. Now, what else should I ask? I'm sorry to stop. Because I'm like, asked
It's
you everything.
okay.
Asked you everything.
Have you asked me everything? Wait a second, I asked you a question, had you ever had your face painted, and you said no.
That's right.
And you still haven't had your face painted, ever.
You think I could? You think you could,
Well,
hook me up?
I can't tonight unless you want to become blue, because that's
Right.
the only color I brought was blue. So I could give you a blue mustache or something like that, but we should make a future time that you get painted, because it really is a joy to be painted, and ask anyone under 10 and they'll tell you.
Thank you for coming on the show and sharing all of your successes with us. Our next segment coming up after these messages are hosted by Bria Wimbush. Take care. I'm Olivia Mills. And thank you for tuning in.